Hello guys, I'm D, and today we're going to be doing the Blackwood landscaping stream. So this is my second stream I'm doing, and this one will hopefully be a lot better than my last one. I had terrible connection last time, and I'd like to apologize again for that. So, okay, I actually got a little place. I planned a little area to start landscaping instead of just fumbling about, waiting for you guys to, or you guys to be waiting for me to decide. But let's get to it. Okay, I think the closest to it is Bogwater. So for those of you that don't know, if you haven't played Oblivion, yeah. One of creation gets many problems. It still runs, sort of. So for those of you that don't know, Blackwood is the area east of Leowin. It lies on the border of Black Marsh, which is the homeland to the Argonians. So, you know, this area is gonna be, you know, swamps, bogs, and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's get to it. So, previously, see, I've already started on this little island here. This island was here before, in Oblivion originally, but it was, you know, as with a lot of Oblivion's landscapes, it was, you know, bland, it was boring. So I hope to try and pack as much, you know, unique environments into as small of an area as possible. So I've set up this sort of, little, as you can see here, it's like a sort of spiral little area. Now I haven't really decided that what I'm gonna place here. You know, whether it's maybe a unique sword or something, or maybe just some nice scenery, like a little statue inside the tree trunk. Or I could place a hatch that might lead to, you know, a cave. But this, I haven't really decided yet. But this is designed so the player has to go around. It's like I said, one task level designers make basically is making a maze. That's what we sort of do. If you imagine a box from point A to point B, that's what the player needs to get. You wanna draw that out as much as you can, rather than it being a straight line. You want it to be, well, like a maze, just so the player will spend some time in the level, draws out the game's playtime as well. So that's what I'm trying to do. Whereas before these rocks were here, you could just see everything on this little island, but I decided to have a way for the player to be curious. So I'm gonna have that's what I'm starting to do now. I'm gonna have the little sort of beach here where the players walk around, and we'll walk around here. So it basically makes this tiny little island, you know, feel a little bit bigger by having more detail in it. That's one of the things that Bethesda sought for Skyrim, because I think Skyrim's landmass was not that much bigger, if not the same size as Cyrodiil in Oblivion. It's just then, rather than have it be like Oblivion's, which was very open and, well, bland, they decided to pack a lot more detail into the same sized sort of landmass, but it feels bigger to the player. So, yeah, that's what I plan to do here. I'm thinking of, say, I don't like having just like a flat plane here. An adoring fan. I might be able to put an adoring fan. Or the head of him. I'm just gonna have like little, I don't like it all being level, like bits of land sticking up here, just add little bits of detail and stuff like that. Like in my previous stream, I explained the way we do the landscaping is we do it in passes. First pass, I say I've left a dragonborn over here. I usually place these just to get a sort of idea of the height of things. Sometimes when I do the environments, I think they're a lot smaller than they are. They turn out to be much bigger whenever I place an NPC down just to get a reference, you know. That's why I often place them, and I often forget. So at some point I'll have to go around fighting all of them again and removing them. But yes, the way we do our landscaping is in 3 passes. The first pass is where we just do the bare bones. We change the shape of the land. We place rocks here and there. Second pass is when we add the details. But just for the sake of this stream, I might just spend time doing, you know, doing extra details. This isn't exactly how I would do it, you know, when I'm not streaming. So yeah. So I want to get some cattail. It's a cattail. No, oh there it is. It's the cattail. I like to add the cattails to the wee bits sticking out of the water. There it is. To play this mod, you will need both Skyrim and Oblivion. Preferably, well, it's most likely you will need the DLC for Oblivion as well. Okay. Right, so I'm need to try and find a way to... See, one of the things I did when I made this island, when I added those rocks, was I made it first, and then I realized that I was an idiot, and the entrance to the little spiral maze thing is there, facing the ocean, which, you know, it's kind of bad since the player might look at that island and see no entrance and maybe not even bother. Might just think it's an island with just rocks. So I need to find a way to maybe place some incentive for the player to, you know, wonder what is this island, what's it hold. So I need to maybe find a way of giving them a little tease or something. First, I might just actually remove the grass for now. Remove some of these rocks, because quite a lot of these will be getting more or less making the island a bit bigger. Maybe have whatever's in the hollow tree visible from the mainland. I was thinking that maybe it could be anything. It's just like a, you know, a light source, or a, you know, have it look sort of mystical. Will you be able to bring your Dragonborn to Skyblivion? Well, since they're 2 different games that's set in different eras, we're still sort of figuring out on how we'll do it. It's most likely looking at just starting a new game. Harbless working SSE with no SKSE. Skyrim script extender for Special Edition is being worked on at the minute. I'm pretty sure it might be in beta at this point. Yeah, I mean, Skyrim script extender 64-bit most likely will be, it will be released before Skyblivion. So it's not really anything to worry about. Okay, so this is where we're gonna have the player, you know, walk along. An urn right near the island plats. Well, there's already an urn right over here, as you can see. Yeah, I think someone said there may be like a wooden archway or a rowboat. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that as well. Because if I'm gonna place something in that tree, then you know it might indicate that someone's stashed something there. You know, so maybe have signs show of maybe. Maybe I can extend this out a bit and show a camp. Tell you the truth, whatever it is I'm gonna place in there, I probably won't place it in this stream, you know, because I suppose it'll ruin the fun. Okay, right. Yeah, that's fine for... So yeah, like I said about the passes and stuff like that, so normally I would, once finishing that, I'd maybe place some rocks, which I will do now, and then leave it. Like for the stuff when it comes to the, you know, placing wooden arches or rowboats, you know, like architecture would probably be, you know, it might be first pass or second pass. Change the material. Ruby asked Carl, would you be referring to hack dirt? I'm pretty sure hack dirt is being worked on right now, and yeah, I know that whoever is working on it is, you know, trying to make it creepy. Make a quest about it. When it comes to actual quests, we're not really planning anything right now. We're just planning on See, the thing is, I like making little what's the word for it? I like making little quests that don't come up in a quest log or anything like that. You know the way, if any of you played Fallout, the Fallout games, Fallout 3 or Fallout 4 or New Vegas, you can sometimes come across little stories, just like, as you can see, some skeletons in certain positions. Like in Fallout 4 you can come across two skeletons sitting on a bench together, like with one arm around the other, you know, like they chose to die together. I like that, because it's like, the player can come up with a story based on what they can see, or they can come up with the gist of what happened based on what they see. I like that. Rather than, you know, a quest log telling you this is what happened, this is, you know. Okay, I think I like having grass on either side of a path to make it, you know, a bit more noticeable that's a path. We're hoping at least within the next 2 years. Hoping. Well, luckily, including myself, there has been quite a good influx of recruits. So, you know, the more recruits, faster things get done. You know, that's simply what it is. Put a dead person on the path, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I might extend or place some rocks here. No, I actually will do. I don't like just sudden, you know, drops like that. So I'm gonna be removing all these rocks because if I don't, I'll forget about them and they'll just get buried underneath the land. Yeah, there's been a lot of progress made recently. There has been. It just, you know, shows you the love for these games, you know, that people do these things for free. I'm gonna like sort of smooth out the land here. One thing I will be doing, at least for my section of which is Blackwood here, I'll be landscaping maybe just a little bit more variation for underwater as well. Okay, so this give me a little bit of space to smooth out the land here. I don't like the way these, you know, just they're so steep. You know, land doesn't really work that way with in the water. Yeah, I just noticed the twitch. It says stayed on it instead of D. I'm new to streaming, so I have to remember to keep checking the posts to answer some questions. I suppose what I can't talk over everything that I'm doing because, you know, I can explain it once and you'll probably get it. So I suppose asking some questions just to get a wee chat going. Like, for instance, what was everyone's favorite Oblivion quest? Mine, for instance, was the Dark Brotherhood quest that had the player in the house in Skingrad, where he had to kill each member in the house that without the others knowing, and you could sort of get them all paranoid at each other. I love that quest. Cities, yeah, we are planning on changing up the cities a bit, but I think maybe we're planning on doing cities after we do the land, or you know, if we do get more level designers, we could start getting them to do cities whilst we're doing landscape. Do we help Beyond Skyrim team? We do communicate with each other. So we sometimes lend each other, or yeah, sometimes share certain assets with each other. For I think sometimes it's continuity's sake. Also, we're just we're all fans of the games, so we are. So well, there's no reason for us not to help each other. It's not like we're competing companies or anything like that. So yeah, there isn't really any reason why we don't. Why not use Word Machine 2 for making the terrain? Just sell. I like doing it in the creation kit. Means I can see everything that's going on. When it came to learn how to do creation kit, well, I first was using the construction kit for Morrowind, and yeah, it's mostly all just self-taught. That's what it is with the creation kit. It doesn't take that long to learn. The most important thing to learn is, well, whatever, it depends on what it is you're looking to do. If it's level designing, then there's lots of material online that teaches you what a good level is. How many people are working on this? Actually, I'm not sure. It's one question I've ever thought to ask them. A lot more now. Recent months are working on it now, so they are. I don't want too many. Don't want too many of these reads. I want to have like a sort of tiling effect. Let's go with like patches. So, actually, yeah, this is where we could place the robot if we wanted. I'm not too sure on if we've started doing the quest lines. We probably have. Not my department. Skyblivion, how long have we been working on it? Well, not me, but in general, I think Skyblivion's what? I'm sure it's been in someone's dreams since Skyrim was released. As for the, I don't know, maybe over 2 years, maybe. To add more voice acting, I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure about the other landscapers, but I usually like to use the number size, the number 1 sized brush, even though it does like very rough, like jaggedy edges. I must be the only person that likes the smooth put out with them. Killed Glarth here in Skingra. I always made it like a sort of game. Anytime I went into Skingrad, I'd see how how long I could avoid him. Okay, yeah. I'll find a rowboat. Static boat. Oh, that's the Skyrim one. Want to look a bit beached. Well, I'm currently working on Blackwood, which is the close to the swamps of Black Marsh, which is east of Leowin. Okay, right. See, one thing I really wish, like, the water wouldn't show up in the boat as this clips through. I think maybe I'll just put it fully up in the water. Put a note in it. Well, with a note, I would have to come up with like a little something to put in. But that's that sort of stuff, you know. I try not to drift too far from the actual landscaping part of my job. Yeah, you need Oblivion. You will need Oblivion to be able to play this. No. No, I don't think. No, I don't think the Argonians are my favorite race. That is my actual name, Deekeyes, by the way. It's not like a sort of variant of an Argonian. Favorite race. Oh, I'm not sure. Thank you for taking the time. Oh, of course. Well, this mod technically is a full game. But yeah, I mean, it is... You know, it is a shame that the consoles most likely won't get this. Unless Bethesda, you know, becomes... you know, very kind and finds some way to get it over. Although I don't see them doing that without some interest in making money. Oh yeah, I loved how the Argonian women sounded. They did sound like chain smokers. I always thought it was, since, you know, Oblivion, they had, you know, not too many voice actors. Well, it always sounded odd how the female Argonians had sort of an American accent, but the males sounded a bit more Eastern European, you know? Quite odd. And they had the same voice actor as the Khajiits. Yeah, stuff like immersive patrols. I mean, I'm pretty sure we do plan to put stuff like reading quests in Skyblivion, but stuff like that is it's lower down on the priority list. So it is. Just need the Game of the Year edition. Well, the Game of the Year edition, yeah, I'm pretty sure it has all of the DLC. I think, well, I don't think the Game of the Year edition includes Battlethorn Castle. I'm not too sure on enchantment, like on the enchantment mechanics. Yeah, there's very few people over on the Twitch channel. I have to keep, you know, switching between them. Okay, right. What could we put here? I don't want to get too bogged down with those little details. Let's just do the actual landscaping part of it. Will we add Easter eggs into Oblivion? Yes. We're looking to sort of get like a little list started up of a load of Easter eggs. Just let a lot of people pitch ideas for Easter eggs. So and then we'll choose our favorites. Because you know, we don't want to oversaturate it with Easter eggs, because then it doesn't really feel like Easter eggs. Perhaps a Doomstone instead of a tree? Maybe. I think one example of an Easter egg that we were planning was if any of you have played the new Doom, you know there was an Easter egg where you could find a skeleton with the Dragonborn helmet on it. So we were thinking of doing the vice versa, where the player would be in a plane of Oblivion, and they could find maybe a skeleton with the Doom Marine helmet on it. Because the plane of Oblivion sort of looks a bit like hell, you know. So we thought that it was a bit appropriate. Alright. Also, yeah, I was working on this. I started off this little island here. This little island, it had those ruins on it before. But I decided to add it to make it look like, you know, it was lived in previously. Okay. Yeah, still thinking about doing details in this bit. About Lord of the Rings and Oblivion. I actually believe there's already an Easter egg. There, I think you can come across maybe a wood elf that has a ring. I think it has something else that might, you know, tease that it's, you know, like Frodo. So you recreate each little. No, a lot of people think that we, you know, when it came to making the land here, that, you know, we started off with a blank canvas and just made everything, you know, exactly like we ported the height map and the entire landmass from Oblivion into the Skyrim engine, and you know, everything got placed automatically. The land materials, the trees, and everything like that. We're just making it, you know, look a bit more up to date. So we're making it look a lot more interesting. You know, this part, you know, already is a lot more different compared to what it used to look like. And we're still level designers. This is why we do it in passes. We just do the land masses and stuff like that because we still get new updates with, you know, new 3D modelers with new assets and stuff like that, new trees, new rocks, you know, other things like that. And this was another thing I had, just this sea Iliad statue by the well. Oh yeah, I would definitely love the next Elder Scrolls to be set in Black Marsh. I'd also love one to be set in Akavir. You know, we've never seen that place before. Oh yes, I also remember what I was doing previously. I added this little cemetery to this fort. Yeah. Okay, I am just sort of scrolling through here to let you guys see what I've done so far. I do like adding these little mini island things, just to show that the water is pretty shallow. I do want to have parts where it is a little bit deeper, because I wanted to place some ankle biting slaughterfish to annoy people. Place some rocks here. I don't even want to place these details if nobody can see them properly in the grass. And it's just wasted resources. I think what we need worked on most at the minute is the art part, you know, 2D textures, 3D models, stuff like that. Because we're redoing, you know, the armor and the weapons. We are. So not only are we redoing a lot of the models, we're redoing a lot of the textures for those models, and redoing a lot of, you know, textures for models that we aren't updating either. And we need textures too. Yeah, I did say 2D textures, like there's any others. Yeah, well, there's links in the description. If anyone wants to join up, it's a little application for people who want to post maybe some examples of the work they've done. Yeah, we're I wouldn't say we're, you know, actively sharing everything, but we do share some assets with Beyond Skyrim. Focusing a lot on answering the questions instead of actually doing the. Yeah, I think I'll focus on the coast here, so I'll do. I want to place a lot more. When you played Morrowind, you remember the Sheogorath? Sheogorath. Yeah. Sheogorath coast had a lot of rocky little islands, so that's what I was looking to add here. Along this coast. Yeah, I think you can get a rough idea of where the land, sort of the explorable land, ends here. Which is here. Normally you'd run into the invisible wall here. This is where I know where not to work. Yeah, well, I mean, I thought it would be a good idea, maybe, if it was possible for the player, the Dragonborn, to maybe go to, you remember the museum in Dawnstar, with the Mythic Dawn Museum? Maybe have some, like, old man there who tells you, who's willing to tell you the story of the Oblivion Crisis, and have that sort of blend into the new, you know, where you play as a new character. But I'm not sure if we can do that. Although we have some pretty good tech wizards. Right. Yeah, I like to add some new little islands here, which will need me to move a lot of these. Yeah, we'll be doing the Shivering Isles DLC as well. I think we're working on that before we work on Knights of the Nine. I think since it's just such a big DLC compared to Knights of the Nine, since it has its own, you know, new landmass. I'm from Belfast, Northern Ireland, specifically. I don't want to make these, they're supposed to be sort of smaller islands, so not too big. They're looking a bit more rocky as well. Here's a better one I can use. Yeah, a bit more pointy looking. Yeah, hopefully for the arena, we can actually have some, like, actual NPCs in the stands instead of, like, the really rough, blocky ones. Sure, there's no. Make sure there's no visible seam. Let's see, this is where I would need like to grab like an NPC, well, the player for instance, and get. See, I thought he would have been like this size compared to it, but when I actually place him in, he's he's much smaller in comparison. I suppose it's good because it means I can hide like a lot of small little details. Well, if you remember, there is dragons in Oblivion. World 1, singular. If none of you have played, I won't spoil it. Okay, I think I have a little rough idea of what to do with this little island. God statues. Maybe an alien one? Oh no, or I used that one. Don't want to place a Daedric storage for me. There you go. Nope. Maybe place a statue that makes some sort of sense here. Right. Statue. I think some of these statues are too. Oh, there's Shivering Isles stuff. Yeah, I think that one. One of these ones will do fine. This might actually be part of Shivering Isles. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it seems fine. Some volunteers are working on both Skyblivion and Skywind. A lot of us are separated. There's a very large workload. Oh, I got a seam here. I'm gonna hide that with a rock. Yeah, this will be on a Skyrim Special Edition as well. We're just getting it finished on 32-bit Skyrim first, but really it shouldn't take very long at all porting it over. I suppose it's not alienating too many people because I suppose the majority of people that own Skyrim Special Edition also own the original, so good. Right, maybe some grass or something. I suppose grass would be less likely to grow on an island like this. I'm gonna place a lot of rocks up on this, so you can't see the stretch textures on the lawn. Maybe a tree, yeah. Get over here. Yeah, I always like to rotate my trees a little bit. I like to have that the shade over the statue part. Switch it to no grass. I believe in the chat description there's a Discord that goes to the one of our boards, and there's a subthread for the for applying. Normally, we usually keep a sort of claim system for people who want to claim a set of textures they want to do. Little variation of colors here. One thing I like to, well, this could always be like a place where someone was buried. So, if I remember correctly from the lore, what do you call that plant? Oh, there it is. Carambolette. Carambolette is a type of mushroom that's said to grow where people have died. So, there's just a couple of these little mushrooms here to maybe show that, you know, it's like a little grave. Okay, that looks nice, doesn't it? Bits are from the, you know, sort of swampy area, but, you know. For the end, I'm not too sure. We do have animators. We do. So I don't know if we're gonna be reanimating or if it's just gonna be a simple port. I'm not too sure yet. Okay. Raise the lawn here just to hide the end of this rock. I think one other idea I had for an Easter egg was maybe hide like a... just to place like a dead Morty or something, you know? Because, you know, Rick and Morty, you know, it's interdimensional travel. For all you know, Rick could have gotten Morty killed in Oblivion or something like that, you know? So just find like a... you know, maybe have like a outfit of like a blue pants and just yellow top, you know? It's like a dead Morty. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little... I don't want to overdo it. Too many details. I suppose I can always let you guys sort of decide what you'd like me to do next, maybe. It's a bit more shallow. I'm not too sure if Mancar Cameron's Paradise has been being worked on at the minute. It doesn't. I think it's. I don't think it's going to be too hard. It's not the biggest place, so it is. But yeah, there's a lot we could do with that. So we are. Basically what you know, the landscaper's looking to do is just take inspiration from a lot of games that had very interesting landscapes. You know, just turn Oblivion up to 11. Okay, yeah. Yeah, place some rocks here. I believe some others. We are also using assets from Skyrim, but we're using it in appropriate places. Scale it down a little bit. Okay. I just got another little idea. I suppose we can place another wee dirt road. I absolutely love placing my dirt roads. I'm obsessed with them. This sort of ties the land together. Yeah, the player usually always turns out smaller than I think he is, you know. What's right here? At least for me when I'm designing, I don't know if you guys play with the likes of Skyrim with the likes of the hypothermia mod and the camping mod. The one thing I like doing is placing little areas that I think a player would like to place their camp for the night, you know, their tent and their campfire, and this is one of them. Just like the overlooking the island, you know. So that's definitely one thing I'm incorporating into my landscaping. It's possible places the player could camp. Yeah, Frostfall. Although we haven't exactly decided if we're going to be, you know, incorporating Frostfall into it. I don't really think we would need to, since since Cyrodiil's in a very cold area. It's, yeah. Oh god, the lusty Argonian maid. Jeez. I don't know if I'm like either proud or ashamed to say I haven't read the lusty Argonian maid. I don't know what to do. The space motion? Yes. It's the only way to climb. See, I think... Yeah, see. much smaller than I always assume it is. You know, I'm just gonna leave him here so I can like sort of landscape around him. Right. Yeah, developers do sometimes forget their lore, but at the same time I think sometimes developers don't let... Sometimes developers choose to not let their own lore get in the way of creativity. Oh. Be a part of Beyond Skyrim? I'm not... No, I don't think so. I'm not too sure if they'll be able to work together. The loading times alone, if you had both those mods installed, would be colossal. It would. I don't think I can place a road here. Unless I scale this down a bit again. That looks a bit better. Portals in the Oblivion be changed. I'm not too sure how it will actually work. One thing I would like to see is I'd like to see the player not actually have to press E to enter the portal like they used to, like, you know, as if it was a door that you had to open. You know, instead have the player just teleport when they come into contact with it. Yes, it'll be out for Skyrim Special Edition eventually. Everything does look massive, but no, I do need to scale down a lot of it, so I do. Oh yeah, well this part I'm doing is very, very rough, so it is. It's very, very rough. Cyrodiil will be, it'll be a separate world space, but well. I think I'll come back to this later. Still haven't fully decided. Continue with the coast. Oh well. This is at the very bottom of the map, south of Leowin. Selected. So this is very curious because I didn't actually place these. This came in with whenever everything was ported over, but the player compared to these is tiny, you know. I didn't actually place these, so I might just scale these down a bit. They're almost 3 times the size of the actual normal model. And the ground textures, yeah, they look repetitive, but if I turn on grass, you know, it's not as noticeable, as you can see. These things are giant, unnecessarily giant. I think I'm gonna make... Yeah, I think I might make this a little bit... You know what? I've had to do that quite a lot. Like the entire landmass, for instance, of my area. See, a lot of the landscape in Oblivion was just very hilly. You know, there wasn't much character or detail to it. I'm not too sure if it was because of time constraints during the development or something like that, but it lacked a lot of character, so it did. So that's one thing, well, the reason why we're doing this, to give it character, to give each sort of area its own character, its own sort of theme. More cattails. No, we don't really have any cooperation from Bethesda. Although, well, it is quite clear they don't have a problem with us, otherwise we would be shut the fuck down, so we would. We don't do anything like, you know, charge for this mod, or, you know, put Oblivion's resources in the mod without some sort of way of having it take it from the player's installation. If we were to give Oblivion files over in the mod, it would actually, you know, be illegal. Yeah, this looks very swampy. I'm thinking of maybe adding it here. Yeah, right. Open cities mod. We're not too sure about that. See, at the same time, we are leaving some room for mods. You know, because you know this will be moddable in itself. You know, it'll be people. This will be getting its own Nexus page, so it will, or well, Nexus subsite. Fine, we'll put chickens in. Jesus, I'm gonna hide like the most fucking overpowered chicken in the swamp. I will. It's gonna be like the giant's slam, you know, flies you in the air. One pack from this chicken and you're fucking halfway across the map. Well, the NPCs were voiced in Oblivion, so we'll be porting those over, but as for extra voices, we're not sure yet. We really just trying to get the base game out. That's really the reason why, you know, so much voice acting is shown for Skywind, because Skywind, or Morrowind, didn't have many voice actors in it. It was most of the voice parts were just, you know, greetings. So they were. So that's why a lot of voice work needed to be done for it. I want to make this land very, very shallow. Would I? Almost make this bridge a bit useless, you know? Like, I'll stop here. Like, I'll make it shallow at about here, and then leave it a bit more deep here. You could have that be like, you know, when you complete the arena quests and you start fighting beasts, you know, have like chickens introduced instead of just like wolves and birds and stuff like that. Just a single chicken. Or one giant chicken. Yeah, Oopster, are you hungry or something? You're talking a lot about chickens. It's just chickens all over this fucking chat. No, no, I was gonna, no. This fucking chat has went insane with chickens. Whose fault is this? chicken-shaped island? That idea actually intrigues me a little bit. I don't know. No, we can use the files from Oblivion. It's just we can't actually include them in the mod. So we'll have the installer take the files from the player's installation of Oblivion and transfer them to Skyrim. That's how we do it. Oh yeah. Let's turn off the Discord chat sounds. The chickens in this chat, it's fucking insane. I'm not too sure on the... Oh, well, at least I'm not too sure on the lore of the Dragon Burial sites, if there were actually ones in Cyrodiil. Probably well might have been. Sorry about that. My dad came in asking me how to pirate films and TV, so I had to tell him that I'm not involved in such illegal activities. Planting some more trees would do. One thing about Oblivion I think I remember from the construction kit is that you could never rotate trees. Every tree in Oblivion was like really, it was just straight up. It's pointed straight up and you could never like rotate them like that and make it interesting looking. It was actually related to Cody. He wants me to put Cody on his TV. Recreate Skyrim and Oblivion. More cattails. Never have enough cattails. Recreate Skyrim and Daggerfall. Recreate Oblivion and Fallout 4. Well, don't you guys know that it's the same universe? Apparently. fuck? I don't remember adding the Assassin's Creed 2 soundtrack to this. Apparently I did. I'm not too sure if I can play that. The Assassin's Creed 2 soundtrack. But just stop it. No, no, it's not actually canon or anything. There's just sort of, there's just a lot of little hints that sort of make a little joke that it could be in the same world, you know. But it's not actually. Oops. I don't think I can change too much around this area because if I remember correctly, this is the area near the entrance to the vampire lair in the DLC. So I don't want to change this area too much. I suppose I can always make a patsy later on. What is it? Weird the way things go invisible sometimes. Yeah, waters are being redone, so they are. Weathers are being redone, so they are as well. I don't think I've done either of the Nern requests, either the one in Oblivion or Skyrim. I've collected the Crimson Nerds from Blackreach. So all I need to do is do that, but I have like a million quests that I haven't finished in Skyrim. Not like my work. I don't really have an excuse because there's a lot of shit in my life that isn't finished because I'm playing Skyrim, but for some reason a lot of the quests in Skyrim aren't finished either, so I don't really have an excuse. What the fuck? Christian mods? The hell would a Christian mod do in Skyrim? Replace like Akatosh with Jesus or something? Can I drink 3,000 bottles of skooma and fly? Yes. That was actually our, like, top priority, to be able to do that. Yeah, the main quest for Skyrim's sort of was pretty boring. Very short too. Even for me, who's someone who doesn't fast travel, it was pretty short. Okay, this place lacks a lot of rocks. No, I'm not prone to fast traveling in, I suppose, not many games at all. Any game that has fast travel in it, I don't really use it. We're redoing a lot of the icons for the user interface as well. I've always wanted to see, like, slowed, like a modern Elder Scrolls game. Those guys were crazy, if you read up on them. I love it. Here. Trees are being redone. So they are. I actually can't wait to get the first batch of new models in. Because it will just make the... No, there wasn't really any mode of transportation or mode of fast travel in Oblivion. It was just skip time. There was no carts or no boats or anything like that. I don't mind if my friends on Steam get noticed, because I like annoying them. Well, I think it was the opening. Was it the opening to Elder Scrolls Arena, or no, I think it was the opening to Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. There's a bit where the camera pans past a row of books. One book says, I think one of the books actually says Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So apparently they had the titles planned for a while. Someone actually just, when was the last time you saved? And my immediate mental answer was never. I have to save there now. Yeah, if this had crashed, like, I hadn't saved, you would have seen a suicide live on Twitch. It was Redguard that had that opening, yeah, sorry. I haven't played Redguard. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Not only not only the carts from Skyrim, but I had, like, you know, boats that can take you from places. Let's see. Hotel. Oh, would that be the bloated float? Yeah, it's a pretty good mod. Or quest. Oh yeah, Anvil gets its wares. A lot of boats do sail from. Do you have to sail to the capital as well? Sounds like a very the one about the carriages. Sounds like a very Maik the Liar sort of thing you would say. There's quite a lot of things Maik the Liar says are reflective of some complaints from Bethesda fans. This is a mod of Skyrim. Like, it will require both Skyrim and Oblivion to be installed. going down. Nearly 2 hours. Be able to climb the top of White Gold Tower? I don't know. Maybe I'll put a fucking chicken up there. I have no way for the... Yeah, I'll put a chicken up there and have no way for the player to like actually find it without using TCL. Where am I first download link? And the game's finished, I suppose. Which will be a while. Good morning. Do we have the chickens in this? Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's the reason, well, that's one of the bad things about this being like a hobby project. Some people just come and go as they please. Which, I mean, is the right, of course, but sometimes they do it without any warning and leave projects unfinished. A lot of people counting on them. That's if I could find the goddamn chicken. The thing is, I haven't done too much of actual placing NPCs before, so I'm still not fully sure on how to do it. One of you guys can tell me. I will add it. I will add a cock to the tip of White Gold Tower. Giggity. Pretty sure where it is. Yeah, I tried checking if it was under actors, but I don't know if it's there. Maybe it was taken out of this for the strict ESM. Oh, roosters, are they? I have no idea what I just hit. I was thinking about doing like a little Easter egg to Dark Souls 3. Maybe just have like a load of wee mud crabs and then just one giant one like that. Oh, those things always creeped me out. The hungers. That is not a hunger. Yeah, I don't think we have the models for them yet. Or just have like a crab surrounded by money. Because money. Where I am. I don't know how I managed to get lost in my own levels. That's one other thing I suppose I thought you could do. Like a Shrek Easter egg. I do work with the swamps. Like, how about, like, I don't know, like, I find a dead body with a note on it with the entire lyrics of Smash Mouth. Smash Mouth song. I think you can donate on the Twitch channel. On Rebel's channel. I don't think any of our animators are going to dedicate, their time to making animations simply with the NPCs picking their arses and, picking their noses. Oh. I'm just placing sort of like a carriage been overturned and or attacked. I could do it later on. Put notes on them. Just have a story of like, these merchants taking the dirt trails. And then like just have it like day one. I spotted the chicken on the road. And then just like, have them think nothing of it, and then it's like day 45, the chickens are following us. And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and just have it repeat over and over again. It's, have them lying here dead and packed to death. Yeah, I could actually. What the hell did I just do? I had a button, I had no idea what it was. I broke it. Yeah, I think we'll be adding like kids into the cities. I think I was one of my complaints for the cities in Skyrim was that they barely contained any NPCs at all. Like especially the Imperial City. It's supposed to be like the capital of the Imperial Empire, and it contained like 15 people. Yeah, I always thought it was weird how you could know. It was like the player instantly knew every NPC's name that they came across. You know, you never like. Well, there are some NPCs like that, but you hardly ever come across an NPC that is called just some guy. You know. Okay, I might be going for another half an hour. Might end it after that. Hmm. I think more boxes would be better. I wonder if I can find it. Yeah, I'm just on Rebel's channel. He's pretty much the one who hosts the all the streams. Oh, I can't see his rotation. Yes, I do have my own channel. But you don't want to go to it, or else you'll have to see my really ugly face. You don't want to go to it. Skeleton one? Those teeth. Yeah, I could use skeleton pieces, but this is a dead skeleton, so it will spawn, when it starts, it'll spawn dead, which means it'll scatter. It'll just completely break apart. So it'll do it for me, so it will. I'm so spooked about the... Right. I'm going to make him look funny. What do I find? I'm definitely looking in the wrong place. Where the hell are the vegetables? Is it on the floor? I don't think so. Where do I find the... Maybe it's moved. No. Oh yeah. The playlist ended, sorry about that, I didn't even notice. I think we do intend to maybe have some we do intend to have some radiant quests later on. So we do. I can't select them. It's not lopsided. His penis is fine. Leave it alone. It's perfect the way it is. You talk like as if your penis isn't lopsided. I gotta remember to remove that later. Right. So actually, yeah. He's fine where he is. Where's the area I've been working on? Now I know where it is. Here we are. This is one of the areas I... It used to be all hilly. It's one of the areas I had to completely flatten and redo. So it is. Because it just did not look like a... It wasn't, simply. It just simply wasn't a swamp, and I just had to redo it, and... Yeah. It's going to forget. Forget what? Oh yeah, I meant to remove these. Because they're ugly. Yeah. It's nice. Oh. I think I just seen a floating rock there. I can't seem to find it again. Quite a lot of floating rocks since I had to flatten the terrain. So there'll be a couple of little heading floaters. And I can't find it again. Damn it. I actually have added a shack, so I have. loves necrophilia in Oblivion. Probably all of the damn... what do you call them? Necromancers? This is one of my many little trails that link up all around Cyrodiil. This will also look really different once all of the weathers are redone, because obviously just in the creation kit, it just looks like it's clear sky, but there isn't any weathers when you're using the creation kit, so yeah. It'll look a lot more like foggy, misty, you know. It'll look more appropriate. And save, because I just remembered I haven't saved it in a while. I'm not sure if spell making is coming in yet. As far as I know, I think we had someone working on it, but they left. So I think we got like a bare bones sort of concept of it. But I'm not too sure if it will make it in. I would love it to. This is about the only this area here. This is about the only area that actually looked swampy in the original Oblivion, so it is. I forget where my little trails lead. I think that leads to... remember correctly. Yeah. This is a new little camp I added. It's the Nocturnal Shrine camp. Because I realized that Nocturnal Shrine, while it did have followers, the followers didn't have anywhere to stay. They just sort of stood around and didn't go to bed. So I thought, you know, I'll add I'll add, like, you know, a little camp where they would stay at. Just seemed to make sense. But yeah, I added that. Am I Christian? No. Catholic born, but, you know, I would say I'm a believer. This nice little stairway here to lead to their camp. Will the fog be foggy? Of course the fog will be foggy. Obviously, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening in the chat? You got people talking about tasting their own cum. I missed when we talked about chickens. Yeah, so this bit's a bit more further upwards, so it's not as swampy. I saved quite recently, so I did. Oh fuck yeah, I loved kicking chickens in Fable. That's like one thing I just, that is my, one of my top wanted mods for Skyrim, just to kick chickens. I wonder if I can get, see if I can find some pictures for you. Yes, the clouds will be cloudy, the swamps will be swampy, the mists will be misty, and the fogs will be foggy. The only chicken that I like is a dead chicken. I mean, how else, you know, eat them? These are just some of the little screenshots I've taken from just testing. So it is. I'm not too sure of the EMB that I was using, so yeah. This, oh yeah, this is the image I did a little editing of the Shea Gorath island where the portal is. Just make it look a lot, you know, mysterious. This is on normal Skyrim. I don't know what EMB it was. Some EMBs don't work well because the weathers are being redone, and you know the EMBs weren't made to work with Oblivion's weather. They weren't. Oh yeah, this will most likely get its own custom preset. Oh well. The Skyrim project is far from dead. Suppose there's only so many updates they can do. I can show you some other stuff. It's a completely wrong place. Oh yeah, I'd say I'm so excited for Skywind. I think since there's such an older game that's been redone. Oh, there we are. So I'll place I added. Yeah, the actual planes of Oblivion will be redesigned, made to look much better. They'll be changed as well. The interiors as well will be just more or less updated, I suppose. I like adding these little sort of, it's more or less like an little obstacle course, have the player go around here. And then they can jump up here on these rocks. Make their way across a log. Make their way up here. You can see, it leads to a little sort of hidden dirt road. But I haven't finished doing. Oh yeah. I need your duckweed, Liam. I need it bad. Should make the swamps look much better. have the path lead up to this little well here. Yeah, the chat lost a few people. I think it might have been the necrophilia. Might have, you know, chased them away. To make it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it incline up here. Oh yeah, Jeremy Soule is an amazing composer. He's more or less composed the soundtrack to so many people's childhoods. He's like the John Williams of video games. Smooth this out a little bit. Yeah, Skyrim was great, but I feel like Skyrim lacked a lot of things that Morrowind and Oblivion had. Like, I definitely think Morrowind and Oblivion have Skyrim beat on the quests. The quests, I think, in Oblivion and Morrowind were so much better than Skyrim's. Yeah, I think that's true. He was recently in a car crash, or not recently, but he was in a car crash that, like, for some reason inspired him to make Oblivion. Make Oblivion's soundtrack, that is. Or I think it like when he woke up and realized he survived, or his realization that he survived, made him is what inspired him to do the soundtrack. That real positive tone. I still think the music in Skyrim is very good. Although I suppose it's just some... I don't know, it's not as memorable. I really do hope that they don't sacrifice role role-playing mechanics and elements in the new Elder Scrolls like they did with Fallout 4. Yeah, some people are afraid that the protagonist will be voiced in Skyrim, but I don't think they'll be voiced, because if you think about it, that's a phenomenal amount of work that Bethesda would have to do. It was easy for Fallout because all they had to do is a female voice and a male voice, whereas Skyrim, or sorry, the Elder Scrolls, I nearly said Skyrim too there. I would have kicked myself in the bollocks. Whereas the next Elder Scrolls, you know, if it was going to have a voice protagonist, they would have to have a male and female voice protagonist for each race. So, you know, that's a lot of, you know, dialogue for them. I suppose it's not as if they can't afford it. I mean, they're pretty rich at this point. Okay, well that's one part I do disagree about. I don't think the people in Oblivion felt more lifelike than Skyrim. They were a bit more bland in Skyrim. Or sorry, they were a bit more bland in Oblivion, I think. I think it was just the quests sort of weren't as good. Weren't as fun, really. I don't think they'll give your character any sort of backstory. See, yeah, if they give your character backstory, that's the problem, you know, they're taking away role-playing elements. That's the whole fun of not knowing why you're in jail in Oblivion, well, what you were in prison for in Morrowind, and, you know, how you got caught by the Imperials in Skyrim, you know. They let the player come up with that themselves, so they do. Basically, the more backstory they give a character in those games, the less role-playing they let the player have. Well, there's certainly a lot of criticisms for Skyrim. There's certainly a lot of criticisms for all the Elder Scrolls. They're not perfect games, of course. Definitely not. Skyrim had better fighting than Oblivion. Certainly a lot better than Morrowind's. Yeah, they sort of... Yeah, they give your character, you know, more backstory, so the player less of a chance to make one up. I suppose they did the same for Fallout 3. Laughing at a guard who slipped on a sweet rope. One thing that, like, even I agree, the thickness of the grass here is way too much. Like, it is a serious hit in performance in the game. It will be reduced, so it will. See, the problem with voice acting the characters is the fact that I suppose it's a problem for modders, so it is. And if they were to have voice actors for the next Elder Scrolls, then they're gonna have a crop ton more dialogue options, because that's definitely something that was missing from Fallout 4. Was, you know, certainly dialogue options instead of just like 4 options each time. You have a 1080, so you're fine. Well, this does run on the creation engine, aka the Gamebryo engine, so it's held together with duct tape code from Morrowind days. One thing that always annoyed me about Fallout 4 was they spent so much time. They spent so much time with the voice actor who voices Codsworth, getting him to say like thousands of names for the player character, and as far as I know, hardly anyone uses Codsworth as a follower. So instead of them doing that, they could have had the main protagonist voice actor say like 1,000 different names for dog meat and have the player be able to change the dog's name, you know? I think that would have been so much better use of time and resources. I know I hardly ever use Codsworth. Flatten out this little path. Yeah, I think Skyrim might have like the settlement system. I don't see why they wouldn't include it, since they, you know, put quite a lot of work into making it for Fallout 4. I doubt they would want it for just one game. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure all ground textures are being redone. Resolution up to 4K. Obviously, you can change that if you want, based on your hardware. Yeah, let's move that. Oh yeah, I'll agree. The shooting mechanics in Fallout 4 were fantastic. Um, Fallout 4, it's a very good action adventure game. It's not the best RPG game, or maybe not even one. It's an action adventure game with RPG elements, and it's which quite a lot of games that aren't RPG games have nowadays. How long will it take to get reviewed? Not long. I know when I posted my application. I think I got contacted that day. We do want all the help we can get, so yeah, we definitely do get on them pretty quick. Yeah, I wouldn't consider Fallout 4 an RPG either. It's a game with RPG-esque elements. I think that's just the problem is these games are starting to get targeted more to casual gaming audience. So when it comes to RPG style elements, that take time and dedication and stuff, they're taking that sort of thing out. I think I would have preferred it if there was like my problem with the settlements was I think there was too many of them to choose to make. I sometimes felt overwhelmed by how many settlements there were. I prefer like just paying all my attention to just one settlement. You know? Well, I suppose there was a lot of buildings as well in Fallout 3 that you couldn't enter. Oh yeah, I think Witcher 3 is that's my game of the year of... What year did it come out? 2015? It'll be 2015 and 2016 because of the Blood and Wine DLC. It is the pinnacle of RPGs, and CD Projekt Red are the pinnacle of game developers. Cyberpunk, I think, only just began development, proper development. It was announced a long time ago, but it, you know, they never, I don't think they ever announced that it was in development whenever it was those many years ago. Because they were still working on Witcher 3. Yeah, CD Projekt Red, like, I'm pretty sure I paid £60 for The Witcher 3 when I bought it. And I remember feeling like I hadn't paid enough for the game. I felt like even though I paid for the game, that I still ripped off the devs, or like I still stole from them. Because they just gave me so much more, you know, bang for my buck. See, I don't know what else. Like if, yeah, a game, if it came to CD Projekt Red and Bethesda working together, I really don't know what Bethesda would do. Because I'm pretty sure that CD Projekt Red did everything better. I suppose the only thing that would make The Witcher 3 so much better is, you know, the same modability of Skyrim. If Witcher 3 was as moddable as Skyrim, Jesus Christ, it would be game of the fucking century. If you haven't played Witcher 1 or 2, Witcher 3 is it's very friendly to people who haven't played the previous two. Don't be intimidated to not play Witcher 3 if you haven't played the other two, because the game really does a great job of filling new players in. Yeah, totally. Witcher 3, even without the DLCs. And they did what I haven't seen in like so long, or at least a while, was that they didn't do DLC, they did expansion packs, like the old days. Felt like a, you know, like an expansion rather than just some fucking cheap little armor that you pay $5 for. makes the whales look a bit more interesting, I think. I loved Skellige. And it was a little bit weird for me playing Witcher 3 in Skellige because, like, it was the first time in a game that I had played in an area where the inhabitants sounded like me. They all had, like, Northern and Irish accents and Scottish accents and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting. Probably is a lore reason for why the Iliad ruins go underground. Thing is, I even though I love The Witcher, I don't know if I consider Witcher 3 an RPG game, because you don't really, you know, choose who you play as. You know, you play as, you know, chosen character. It's more of a, again, it's more of an action adventure game. Save again. Right. I said I was gonna finish the stream at 11. But that was half an hour ago. So I think, guys, this will be me for tonight. I had a great time. I will definitely be doing these more in the future. And I think there will be other streams in the future. In the next week, probably. Not from me, though. So, I had great fun. Thanks for coming. Bye.